Now, just for my general thoughts on this EP, this is what the album Shine should have sounded like. This EP is amazing, and I think it's miles better than Shine album that got released in 2017. I think it's miles better, even though this is EP and that was an album. This is a 4-song EP. So it's rather short. Well, it's an EP, so it's only 48 songs. But I really did enjoy this a lot, actually. I remember listening to this and being like, wow, Wale definitely delivered. Feel like this should have definitely been album material. But let's get right into this EP. So, I did a song review of Black Bonnie, the song that featured Jacquees, and I always mentioned that Jacquees bodied this, and that I'm super excited for like whatever Jacquees has planned out in the future. His like chorus in general was amazing. Him singing "I Want You to Be My Black Bonnie," that part was amazing as well. And I do like how Wale starts off his in verse 1. He has a line where he's like, "We could spray paint the letters you and I on Trump Tower," and that was dope. And he has a string of lines where he plays on the word intuition. Intuition, and I thought that was pretty dope as well. Very poetic. This whole album is very poetic and well written too. Like the songwriting on this thing is definitely peak Wale songwriting, and I think this like the type, this songwriting, this like just foundation of songs with a lot of keys on the instrumentals, a lot of singing, a lot of beautiful singing on the instrumental. Shout out to the two girl who shout out to the person who was on the chorus on Effortless, that song, track 3, because that was fire. I do like how he has a line in verse 1 where he's like, never trust a big boy with a smile. He also has a line I thought was pretty cool, where he plays on like the circle being small, that as well. And this song is eventually about Wale getting interest for a girl, but his past is basically like kind of made it hard for him to do that. And I did like the part at the end of the song where Wale sings with the girl in the chorus, and he just sings so well together. Like the production on the thing is like high quality production for an EP. Not saying EPs can't have like well production, but like this is amazing. Like the mixing and mastering and all that is great on this EP. Now track 4, Let It Go. I've heard the sample before, and I don't know where. I'm pretty sure it's a Roy Wood song, like an old Roy Wood song. Not the sample, but I think Roy Woods used the sample as well in like one of his old tracks before he was signed to OVO, and I'm like 90% sure, or a similar sample, because I heard like the chorus on this and I was like, wow, this sounds like something Michael Jackson would sing, and this sounds like a sample I've heard before. So I'm trying to remember what kind of song, but overall, Let It Go. It's basically about Wale's career and just social life interfering with. Basically, the whole, if I had to sum up the whole concept of this EP, it's basically how Wale is venting to this girl about his feelings, but a lot of things getting in the way, such as being a rapper, being a celebrity, being famous. He has a line where he mentions being famous and at a young age, that getting in the way as well, him being hurt. Now, he has a line on this track, Effortless, towards the end, where he's like, heart on your sleeve. He plays with that as well. And the female singing on this is fire. Let It Go. The sample is definitely fire, and I can't remember who's singing on this or where I've heard this before, but it's amazing. And track 1, it's complicated. I do like the Instagram social media lines about how like social media has like ruined a lot of relationships nowadays. Definitely agree with that. So it's nice that that Wale is touching on like concepts that are like newer to like this generation, like social media getting in the way. Not that any rapper hasn't talked about social media, but especially social media like ruining relationships, and everyone knows everyone's business now. The piano keys in the first track, it's complicated, is amazing. This is the track where he mentions he got famous at a young age and all that other nonsense. Not nonsense, but all the other stuff. All the other stuff getting in between like him and this girl he's running to. And yeah, overall a great EP. I definitely think this is album material. Definitely think this should have been on Shine, or like Shine should have been scrapped and like this should have been a full like album, because I feel like this is a lot better. All I really have, like, comment, subscribe, enjoy the review, and peace out.